Oh, hello there. So I finally got around to making another update on the Gained Agents project, and this video is about the map development server that I've been working on recently. So before going into what it actually is, I'm just going to explain the motivation behind it. So what you're looking at now is a map file for the engine. It's simply called map1, and it's a map I've used to test and demonstrate a number of features in the engine. So it's meant to be a relatively short video, this, so I'm not going to go into any of the details of what these different sections in this text file actually are, or how they've been interpreted. But I'm just going to say that up to this point, editing and building map files has largely consisted of manually editing text files of this kind and using a few fairly basic toolchain type programs that I developed myself to assist with that, which, as you can imagine, is a pretty fiddly process and not really something that's going to be practical if I want to actually build a proper kind of game with this. And at the end of the day, any engine needs to have an editor if it's it's going to be practical to build what you might call real-world content with it. So that's the motivation behind it. How have I gone about doing it? So essentially, after a long time trying to decide what approach to take to this, I've chosen to take what you might call use a client-server type architecture. So what does that mean? Well, the server in this case is another Haskell program, which includes some of the modules which are used within the engine and can load a map file in the same way that the engine can generate an in-memory state, which is a representation of that, and then can accept commands which can be used to make changes to the state of that map file, and then can save that map file and encode it back to the text file format that you just looked at. The client will be some kind of web application which will run locally on the machine this is being done on, and the interaction will be essentially the client will request a view of the map state from the server and then present some kind of visual representation of that, or /GUI to the user, which will enable the user to then make additions and changes to the state of the map file by interacting with the client, which will interact with the server, and the server will then be able to save the modified state of the map back to the original map file format, which should make it much more practical to generate and edit maps than it currently is. So up to this point, I've not actually done anything on the client so far. I have done some work on the server, so that's what I'm going to show you in this video. So where are we? So what I'm going to do first, wrong window, is show you a map1 essentially in the engine before I actually do any changes on it. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay. How's it gone? Okay, here we are. Okay. Don't know how to then. Okay, let's just have a little wander around. So, I'm just going to take out this troublesome character here, so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so let's exit there. Actually, no, I'm just going to go back first. So, what I'm intending to do with the server is, see this area I'm looking at here? Okay, what I'm going to do is place one of these objects that you can see here, or at least one of these models that you can see here, which I'm going to call a gem for the time being, in the area you've just looked at on the floor above. Okay, so where's the command? Here we are. Okay, so I'm going to run the server and tell it to load the map file that I've just loaded into the engine a minute ago. Okay. So I'm going to here all day. I'm going to copy some commands I've already run in it previously when I was rehearsing this. Where on earth are they? Here we are. That looks right to me. Okay, succeeded. So, just have a little explanation. So what I've just done is ask the server to change one element in the array which represents the array which is called wall grid, which essentially represents the collision detection structure of the map, and also contains information about all of the models which are rendered in game. So the command I've just passed to it has asked it to add some information to the map to specific elements of that array, which means that a particular model will be rendered in the position I want it to be. Where are we? Where is the command I'm looking for? Here we are, okay. Okay, so the command I just run now has asked the server to make a change to one of the elements in an array called object grid, which also has an effect on the collision detection structure of the map, and it's also used to store the scripts, or GPLC scripts as they're called, which drive all of the interactive behaviour in the maps. In this case I've just made a change which affects collision detection, so it means that the voxel in which the model has been placed is also is a voxel that is collided with, so the player should not be able to enter. Okay, so now I'm going to tell the server to save the modifier state of the map. Okay, that seems to have worked. So now I'm going to run the engine again and see if we can hopefully see that change in engine. Okay, here we are, back in the map. And there we are. Now, again, I'm just going to do, oops. What am I doing? I'm not even very good at the game that I've written, but again, I'm just going to take out this little zombie guy here for causes a nuisance himself. So as you can see, there is a gem model placed in the map where it was intended. Collision detection is a bit iffy, admittedly, but and that is something that I'll have to work on. However, oh, there you are, flagged with it. Great, I can't go for it, brilliant. So that is it basically. That is the update. So next update will probably be when I've actually done some work on the client. As I said, the client will be a web application which interfaces with the server using some kind of JSON-based API. So once I've got that working to some extent, I'll do another update and we'll get to see that in action. So thank you very much for tuning in, and this is Stephen signing off.